God Save the Queens. RuPaul in the UK.
Main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Michelle Visage.
Popeye's beating out Chick-fil-A.
Popeye's chicken sandwich. Here, the whole place is packed. You can't turn into it from the road.
Suicide in the porn industry. It's all happening out tonight. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Guest host, Antonio Biaggi. Special guest, Nick Moretti. With our host panel, lifestyle expert, Napoleon Clay. Trans activist, Aaron Phoenix. Reality star, Chef Josie. DJ Diva, Power Infinity. DC Log Cabin Republican, Joe Brookman. And our moderator, Al Ferguson. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Look at this. Look at this. Come on.
Very subtle.
Oh,
5 seconds.
it's all about me.
Very subtle.
Well, good evening,
Perception of
America.
reality.
And it's 8 o'clock at Wednesday night. And what does that mean? Another live episode of the most popular live gay talk show in America. Welcome to It's Happening Out. We are broadcasting from the gayest place on planet Earth, Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You can see over my shoulder here, Wilton, the famous Wilton Drive. We're super excited to be coming here from Bubbles and Pearls, as you can see here. I have the Bubble sitting next to me, and the Pearl is doing all the frickin' work.
Oh, no, actually, I'm the Pearl. Hashtag stay
no.
agitated, okay?
Right, okay.
She's the bubble.
No, you got that backwards. So, America, we're so happy you're joining us tonight. We have a jam-packed show. Wait till you see what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm so excited. First off, I remind you, America, we're live. This is a live show. Anything can happen. Over the last year, anything can happen. We constantly remind you to share us, and we thank you for doing that. And we sound like a broken record, but honestly, America, we thank you, and we thank you, and we thank you. Last week, you helped us reach, and Facebook made note of the milestone. This is not only the most popular live gay talk show in America, a record 544,000 of you watched this show last week.
Whoa.
So thank you very much. We want to thank our host, the Big Coconut Guest House, for hosting some of our, apparently you saw the fan and you
Some
see
of the riff-raff
Aaron,
around
the
here.
riff-raff at the Big Coconut. And we remind you, start a watch party tonight and invite your friends to watch what we're getting ready to do at It's Happening Out. And in fact, my friend here, Napoleon Plays, shows you how to do that. Watch this closely.
When viewing our live show in your app, please click Share. After clicking Share, your screen should change and you can then click Watch Party. On the next screen, you can write text to your viewing audience and then click Start Watch Party. You've done it. Enjoy your party.
Okay, it's as easy as that. Please share us. Like us right now, but share us right now and create a watch party. We'd like you to like and surprise. Well, let's get started. First, before we get too far into this, we have a Latino face at the table, which is familiar and a return. And I'm not talking about yours, dude. We are talking about Antonio Biaggi, and he is here tonight. Welcome, Antonio.
Yeah, Antonio.
Antonio is a fixture here in South Florida. He is one of the most famous gay adult entertainment stars in the world. If you've ever gone to Pornhub, I would suggest side by side, watching It's Happening Out, go to Pornhub as we're speaking, and you'll see Antonio and the 44 million views that Antonio Biaggi has had. Welcome to It's Happening
Popular.
Out. Welcome again.
Thank you.
And
Flattery is
we're gonna
everything.
do a piece tonight about gay adult entertainment, and we have a guest tonight, Nick Moretti, a very famous director and a gay adult entertainment producer, and he's with us in a little bit. So let's get into the show. We all set?
Yes.
America, share us right now. Start a watch party. We always begin It's Happening Out with a meme of the week, and I'm a little creeped out this week. Donald Trump had the craziest week we've ever seen.
Is that
And
possible?
that is saying a lot.
That's every week, right
We're
now.
going to talk about it in a couple different ways. So, in honor of that crazy week, our meme of the week is Donald Trump reaching out to female voters in
Oh, God.
2020.
Oh, God, no.
Here.
Reaching out how?
All right,
God.
so it's our meme of the week. I'm
Wrong
not even
body
asking
part.
for
Yeah.
comments.
I think he goes a little lower.
Wrong body,
Oh,
wrong
God.
body part.
Second thing we always start our show with is the best thing of the week. Now, let's try to pull out of the meme and let's do the best thing of the week. A beautiful video was created and is circulating in social media in terms of the military and trans. Remember, the military is dealing with quite a lot of issues in trans issues because
we're
of
dealing
the
with
White
their
House.
issues.
This video came out called Hi, Allie, and we thought it was the best thing of the week. Watch this closely. Surprise ending.
Robert.
Hi, Allie.
Well, it really brought a lump to our
Yeah.
throat. Any thoughts about our best thing of the week, Allie?
I'm not somebody that cries, and plus I can't afford to fuck up my makeup, but I'm definitely crying on
I
the
was gonna say, I
inside.
see a little something.
I'm definitely crying on the inside. That was absolutely beautiful, and I just wish that that was reflective of how much where we should be in America.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I felt like it was a hopeful look into the future.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but also, you know, the key word there is hopeful.
Aaron, I thought when I watched this video, I was curious in terms of the transitioned, transgendered for boy to girl. At this age, do they actually follow it through in surgery?
No, at that age, she looks to be about 10 or 11. You know, the most that they would do would be puberty blockers, hormone blockers. Just basically delays that onset of puberty so that you're not going through those changes that may not be able to be reversed. And then as they become older, 16, 17, then you're talking hormones before you're talking any surgery.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Let's play a game. America, we hope you play along with us. It's one of my favorites. It's called I'd Swallow That. And we're really happy to be participating with Live Proud Vodka. You see it here on the table. we're going to play our game, I'd Swallow That, where we're going to ask questions. I'm very happy to be associated with Live Proud because it's a very high-quality product. I'm a vodka drinker.
Award-winning.
Award-winning. I'm a vodka drinker. It's extra smooth. It's gluten-free. There are no GMOs. We're going to tell you a little bit about why we love Live Proud.
I'll drink that.
In I'd Swallow... Wait, you're ahead of us. In I'd Swallow That, I'm going to ask the host a question. If they agree, they're going to take a shot. If they do not, they don't touch their Live Proud vodka.
I'm feeling very agreeable.
Play along
today.
with us at home and order Live Proud vodka. Go to your store and order it. You'll like it. All right, everybody ready?
Well, you know,
Let's
one
get it
more
going.
extra thing here. A part of the proceed of each
Oh, wait, I'm
bottle.
going to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to talk about that.
All right.
All right. Question number 1. I'd swallow that. There are some fetishes or kinks that I thought I...
Really? And go.
that I thought I would never be into. Then I tried it, and I realized I liked it.
Fire play.
Fireplay.
It does not sound like something that you would
Cheers.
want to do, but it can be a whole lot of fun and it's really exciting. You just have to be safe and do it outdoors.
With somebody who
and
knows what they're doing.
not have pools of oil that are on your body to,
Wait.
light. You don't want to be
the,
that menorah.
the fetish for
What are
you
you
would be
talking about?
what?
Say what?
The fetish for you would be what?
Getting the shit beat out of me.
What? What?
Just say the color.
No,
We have so much in common.
Just say a color.
Huh?
Say the color.
I don't know the color. I just
Black.
Oh.
Been
Impact
been
is
roughed
black.
up a little bit.
Blood would be more maroon.
No, I don't.
How you
no,
want to
ain't
go
no
with
blood.
this?
Ain't no blood, but you know.
It's not brown.
I have been whipped all night and
Really?
slapped around.
And Josie, I'm curious, the woman at the table, what
Consent
would the
is key.
fetish be that you tried and you found out you liked it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was in the same lane as power. it must be all these alpha personalities who like to get their ass kicked
Where
every
am
now
I
and again.
sitting,
you know?
and in what alternate universe, am I participating in? Hey, let me tell you something that's interesting. As I said here next to Josie, I met Jack Thompson last week on the show, Mr. IML, and then we
IML.
went to IML. Okay, I went to an event here at Leatherworks here in Wilton Manors,
And you didn't get kicked out.
and I went with Josie, and Josie showed up in complete regalia, leather regalia. And I was like in a
Right. polo
polo and jeans or something. I looked ridiculous.
I was like,
but-
you invited me, man.
But the fetish that I I'm shocked to say is the leather community is starting to wash over me in a strange way. I'm just saying.
Gotta get
AKA,
fitted.
for a year, America, Al has not been listening
rejected
to me.
Okay. I'd swallow that. Question number 2. While having sex with a current lover, I've sometimes fantasized about a great sexual experience I had with an ex.
Oh, not with an X.
Oh,
well, wait,
Please
maybe.
repeat that again.
While having sex with a current lover, I've sometimes fantasized about a great sexual experience I had with an ex. If I'm the only damn person
No, it's
at
funny.
this freaking table,
drink. I'm just
That's a setup. Y'all not gonna get me divorced.
Let me present this to everybody. I'm the only single person at this
I just
table,
did it.
so
drink, Josie.
the
Any
three
of them will
married
get in
people
trouble at
here
the
to
end
my
of
right.
this question.
Marcy is like an eagle eye looking in right now.
Y'all not
Okay.
gonna have me in divorce.
I don't
court,
have
honey.
to, man. I'm telling you, have you guys met my wife? She is more than what I need.
I
and
completely
everything
agree with you. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. And
That's just
shut
apples and
up.
pearls.
That's
Shut
gay.
up. All right. Question number 3. I'm willing to change. I'd swallow that. I'm willing to change some aspects of my appearance to make myself more attractive to others, like dye my hair, lose weight, whatever.
well, we know your answer is no.
I mean, I'm willing, but I don't care.
All the time.
What changes for you?
Tell me about
Enjoy
that.
being
Now,
attractive.
Look at a camera. America thinks a porn star is the ultimate catch of the ultimate catch. Why would you have to change something about yourself that you feel like you need to do to continue to be relevant in those situations? Why?
Well, because you have to keep looking good for your fans. So
Yeah.
it's been 13 years. I'm not a little 20-year-old. You know, I have to keep up with with time.
You know, I swear to goodness, we're going to do more. I promise you, America. We're going to do more on the maturing of the gay community. It is such a centric conversation. Listen to Antonio frame his sexiness based on age. And I'm sitting here looking at this man going, dude, come on. But he still thinks in a way. I don't know. It just disappoints me a little. Because you're quite handsome.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Did anyone else take the shot that I missed?
Yeah.
Did you?
Everybody.
Yeah.
What would you change?
Well, I think the things that I changed for myself also happen to be things that would make me more attractive. 'Cause I
You
just want to be
changed the
attractive.
ultimate change.
I did. But like, it wasn't for anybody else. But at the same time, I do other things to be more attractive because it's just more fun. You know, it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with. I mean, my own self-worth is not attached to it.
Right.
But sure, I think we all do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a part of like waking up every morning and feeling good about yourself
Yeah.
and just having the energy, like, you know, going and getting your nails did, going to the pedicure. It's called self-care.
Yeah.
And in order for us to live these vibrant, result-driven lives, you know, we got to do something. We got to take care of ourselves.
But we weren't talking about self-care. We specifically said
Exactly.
if it's for somebody else, and all of you powerful people are like,
Let's-
I'm gonna change everything.
Let's-
about myself."
exactly. Let's go to-
I
didn't
drank
say
because I would
everything,
change,
but
you know, I wouldn't. I don't know about
Yeah.
change,
change
but
is a
certainly
strong word.
make sure to enhance or keep up, like.
Listen, everybody at this
said,
table
you know.
manscapes.
And,
I
and you know
guarantee.
what?
Hold on one
you know what's
second.
interesting?
Including you,
What
Josie.
happened to I said what I said, but it doesn't have to do with my appearance or my sex?
Well, I said what I said has nothing to do with the fact that we all have insecurities. I mean, that's just a normal
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And interesting to note, also, it really depends on where you live. Because, for example, if you live in South Florida as opposed to bumfuck, Egypt, you're going to want
Bumfuck Lakeland.
or bumfuck Lakeland.
One of those
where I
shithole
live,
countries,
you're
right?
going to want to, change a little bit more because the eye candy down here is a lot better.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Okay.
competition.
Yeah.
Before we move to question number 4, first, I don't think I can do shot 4 because I can feel it washing over me already, and I love that.
Live
Just like
proud.
the
First off,
leather
I
baby.
want to tell you about Live Proud. Socially conscious. Live Proud donates $1 for every bottle that they sell to recognize civil rights organizations. It is putting their money where their mouth is. I
Exactly.
congratulate them for doing that.
Nice.
Second,
Thanks, guys.
they're certified by LGBTQ+ because they are a certified company by the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce of saying we're an intricate component of the gay community, and they're gay-owned and operated. This is a vodka company that is gay-owned. I love that. I love that.
Nice.
And I also read, which I don't believe, but I'll give them buy-in, and we'll explore this, that it is so purified. This is the national representative, ambassador
Yeah,
to
the
Live
brand
Proud.
ambassador.
The brand ambassador, that Live Proud is so refined, you don't have hangovers.
Correct. I mean, I've had a few bottles myself, so
All by
come over to
All right.
the party, guys.
All right, let's move to question number 4. Question number 4. I'd swallow that. Question 4. I wish I had been born in another decade.
Oh God, yes.
Yes. Where are all of the Republicans that hit on the little boys when I'm sitting right next to them?
Ooh!
We're gone this week. Maybe
Right,
next
yeah.
year too. It's a sign
I
for
want another
2020.
picture.
You do? You wish you were born in... What decade were you born?
I say
Millennial?
this. I would think that I would have really loved. I'm one of those. I love the
Wait,
Renaissance.
what
people.
what decade?
I love the Renaissance.
He's
I-
not-
What
I-
decade were you born?
What? I was born in 1980, in the very end of 1980s. I have
So
1
you're
month
an
in
80s child. What
Yeah.
decade would you have liked to have been born in?
When was that? You're gonna put me in a history lesson right here, Mr. Guru. What was the Renaissance? Like 1600s, like 1500s, right?
Oh, you're talking about centuries.
yeah.
I want to see all the tight clothing and
The
the
That's my
Renaissance.
favorite too.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
where they
I-
would
I
have
mean-
beheaded you for going, doing anything about it. but-
I've put up with a lot of smells. I've sat right here every episode. I think that we can do a lot with going back in that
Every time I think that I would have liked to have been born in another century, another decade, I think of how that would impact me as a black man and as a gay man. And every time, if I was white, honestly, I would like to have been born in the 50s. And I think that would have been probably
Elvis
America's-
Presley.
Yeah, the best time for America's innocence. But I'm black, so I don't need to be lynched.
And that's
So,
why we're all going
you
back
know-
to the 50s next year.
Well, you know what? It's, my answer is...
Wait, hold on. Stay with that point. If you were in the 1950s, what would be you? What would be Power Infinity in the 1950s? Who would you be?
I think I would be very closeted. First of all, I wouldn't be able to be free and gay and happy, and I would probably be very, very oppressed because of the fact that due to segregation and due to the discrimination that we had back then, it was not a nice time for us. If I was white, it would have been something else, and I always say that to myself. Boy, the 50s would have been a great time to live, and then I remember I'm black. So not so much for me.
I love that observation. All right, let's move out of this issue in terms of I'd swallow that. We want to, there you see the logo. This logo says it all. Live Proud Vodka, we thank you for participating with us because we love that image. That image is a thumbprint of saying it's in our DNA. In our DNA. And we love that.
And I'll drink to that.
All right.
Right.
We have more shots. And America, let me clue you into something. First, I have done all 4 shots, and everybody else is going to drink their vodka before we move on. So now everything you hear is after 4 shots. This is America's live gay talk show. It's our live gay talk show. All right, let's move into celebrity hot topics. We have many. First, the aura of sexual ambiguity. Harry Styles. People are making jokes about my participation. Harry Styles. Let's talk about Harry Styles. What do you think about what he did this week in his interview in Rolling Stones talking about sexual ambiguity? Not gay, not straight, but sexual ambiguity. What do y'all think?
Sex is a form of power. So in a time like today where there are fewer repercussions to come out as gay or anything on that side, to say that you're sexually open is just empowering yourself to other people. So I think what he's doing here is just opening his legs and claiming all of people to be interested to him in some way. Because we all want people to want us, and that's what sexuality is. And that's
Wait, opening your legs is a very specific phrase in terms of bottoming in the gay community. He may not be doing that.
And I don't think of that either. I think of it like when you're mansplaining something, you open your legs and you're revealing your dick. Right? It can be a dominant thing too. Or on the subway, all of the guys that are there,
Not
you're
always
like
bo-
falling
yeah.
asleep and watching people. What's going on?
You have much to learn, Al, about the fetish community. It's okay.
Apparently.
I'm being shamed again, America.
No, but
Shame.
honestly, it's like who I get naked with is between me and who I get naked with.
Hello.
Period.
Or
you
the
know?
20 people
and if I
watching.
don't want to share it with you, I'm not going to share it with you. And you can make your assumptions. You can, I don't know, fantasize about what and who you think I'm sleeping with. But that's my business. None of your business. And I love how the new generation is like,
Oh, yeah.
all
Up and comings
everything
are
goes.
changing.
know?
Yeah,
So,
it's changing all
so
the time.
One Direction's Harry Styles is telling us you can be anything you want and you be ambiguous. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, ambiguous is a specific word. Ambiguous means that it kind of like androgyny. It sounds to me is what you're saying. You don't necessarily have to label it because you're a little bit in between everything. Hi, I'm Erin Phoenix. Tonight on It's Happening Out, it's nice to have finally joined you. Like that's my whole life experience. I mean, whether it's at the grocery store on Grindr, like that's a issue in my life. Okay, so I get where he's coming from. I'm glad that he's starting the conversation. Is he out? I mean, that's kind of the point. Is that they're saying we don't really need to be out as anything if we're just open. Now, you could call it pansexual. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But end of the day, I mean, they're changing everything as the way that gender. I know I'm so excited. Listen, I did youth groups with trans kids, okay, they're the ones who taught me that it was okay to paint my nails. They're the ones who taught me that it was okay to be feminine and still see myself as the man that I know that I am. And they also taught each other that it was okay no matter what they were, whether they were in between this or that. They were human beings and they were here for each other, and we should have learned something from them. It's too bad.
I want to move on. Other celebrity hot topics. The Inheritance. The Inheritance is a big Broadway show on the West End in London. It is coming to New York, to Broadway. What do y'all think about this big new gay-themed play?
I thought all plays on Broadway were gay.
No, this isn't just a gay play. This is setting itself up to be the next Angels in America, a play. Partially because it's
now
two parts.
wait
it's
a
a big
minute.
sentence.
That is a challenge to our generation.
Yeah.
You threw down here of going wait.
Yes,
Angels in America.
And I'll one up that
standard. Okay.
That's why I'm embarrassed that you guys don't know why it's important. Because what this does is talk about gay community. The idea of the name of the show, The Inheritance, is to discuss what is passed down from one generation of gay people to the next. It's all about gay community. It is literally a living example of our show's message. It's why it's so important, because we have to discuss what's going on. What is the effect of the AIDS crisis in the current culture, in terms of sex, in terms of society? How are we moving forward in the current everything climate?
As an activist, reading over kind of the explanation of what the show was about, I was all for it. Looking at the cast, however, there was two people of color in that lineup of the cast. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I hope.
I don't
that
know.
it's
I'm
not
hearing.
We'll
I'm
see.
hearing an "It's Happening Out" field trip to New York City. Yes.
Right. Projection just went. Oh no! Please no.
Paid for by Al.
Woo.
Wait, that's abusing white privilege. Abusing white privilege. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the most important topic in the gay community always, and that is RuPaul. RuPaul this week went into overdrive. In 1 week, RuPaul announced that there's RuPaul's Drag Race UK, RuPaul's Drag Race Australia, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 5, and RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12. Never before in history, by the way, y'all, I've kind of been involved in RuPaul.
We hear about it all
Never
the time.
done before. What do y'all, first, let us show you the announcement of UK. This is interesting. Watch this.
Hello, hello, hello. RuPaul's Drag Race UK is coming to a screen near you soon.
Okay.
But first, I give you your queen. So, now you've met my 10 sickening queens. But the question remains, how will they fare on RuPaul's Drag Race UK? All will be revealed soon. And I'll see you on iPlayer.
All right. For the first time ever, there's RuPaul's Drag Race coming to the UK. These queens look very interesting to me. Judges include Graham Norton, Alan Carr, the Chatty Man, and of course, my girl of the queen of reinvention, Michelle Visage. And I love Michelle. What do y'all think about what's going on at RuPaul?
Well, I'm a Michelle fan, so there's that. But aside from that, I mean, there's a McDonald's in every country too, you know. So like, congratulations, girl. I'm happy for you.
Did you just compare RuPaul to McDonald's?
No, well, yes,
did.
but no.
I
but
think
yes.
you did.
A little bit, maybe a little bit.
I'm
Listen,
right
no,
out.
no shade, girl. No shade, no
I'm
hate.
so over. I have a lot of friends that do drag, but because of the show, I have become like, another drag queen. It's like,
No, listen, they're having a problem with drag
it's
queens
too much.
reading stories to young kids, but we're gonna blow up all internationally. I'm not getting like. Who are the people who are supporting the, who are supporting the show, and then the few voices that are protesting against drag queens reading to children story time? I don't get it.
Me, I'm supporting the show, and it's we can't get too jaded up here. We have to remember it was 10 years ago that this kind of content couldn't be on the air. I can't believe that we get to experience the lighter side of gay culture,
The
of
only
arts,
reason I figured out I was
and the
trans
cultural
was
aspect.
because of Logo. I was 18 years
Logo.
old. I was 18 years old when Logo TV, they were putting every documentary that they put on TV, they put on their website. That was how I was able to see the content and realize
that is value.
Now, hold on. To that point that Logo was valuable for the trans community, how do you feel that Golden Girls is a staple anchor at Logo today?
So I love the Golden Girls. I've seen every episode. Okay?
Logo is not
I'm
gay.
definitely a Dorothy, obviously. Okay?
No. Oh, come on. They have a like pregnant teenage
Was-
But
mom.
let me-
That's
let
not
me-
gay.
Wait,
So-
was B. Arthur trans?
Give me a freaking break.
No, B. Arthur, as far as I know, is not trans.
I don't think so.
Just very sarcastic.
That was shade.
That was a little shady.
That
Yeah,
was
we're gonna talk about that after the show. But yeah, it sucks because when Logo first came out, I was a senior in high school, and I needed that content. I had no idea anything about. I didn't know a trans man was a thing. So it was one of their documentaries that actually let me know that there was someone out there like me feeling what I was feeling. That's how I came out.
Let me
We're missing out on that, or at least America's youth might be missing
Let me
out
ask
on
the
that now.
question of the elephant in the room. RuPaul's Drag Race announces 4 different products in the same week. Is that because the product is done, or it is just wildly successful? Which is it?
I mean, it's wildly successful. As straight, gay, whatever, America has always loved to consume gay art and gay culture.
Yeah. But they're not
As long as
consuming
they
our
have to give us
culture.
our gay rights, then they didn't
They're not
want that.
consuming our culture, just the drag queens. Not everybody does drag queen here.
No, but it is a greater conversation about gay culture.
But
They bring
that's
in-
the problem.
They bring in
Everybody thinks
conversations
of
about
gay,
other
they
things.
think of a drag queen. And not everybody
What's
does
wrong with
drag.
that, though?
Because not everybody dresses in drag.
You
I
did-
don't have no problem with
I-
drag, but not
I
everybody in the
know.
gay community dresses in drag.
Okay,
so this is a
beyond the gay
misperception.
community, however, the straight community identifies with the gay community very specifically, especially
really
over
bad.
gay adult entertainment.
Do I hear you saying that drag queens are the gateway drug?
But that's really bad because every time somebody watches a show on TV, they think that everybody's like Jack from Will and Grace. We're not all like Jack from Will and Grace.
Right,
And
I
people
agree
have to
with you.
accept that the gay community is like a rainbow.
You know,
There's
that's,
a lot of
that's
different
really
type of
interesting
people.
because
And it's
Jack's not the
I'm-
sexy character on Will and Grace. Will
There's
is
a
the
sexy
sexy
character
character.
on
Right,
Will and
but
Grace.
and there's
All right.
something-
Okay, well,
Let's-
the only drag queen sitting here on this panel hasn't really said anything about
Thank
it. First of all, one of these days I actually hope to see the show. 'Cause
Oh,
I've
please!
never,
I'm so.
I've never watched one episode.
Wait, and the only person on the panel who has talked to Michelle Visage today. Michelle is in London rehearsing a new show being done on the West End. We wanted Michelle tonight on the show. Michelle's coming to It's Happening Out. We'll get her eventually when she has time. But I have to say broadly, congratulations to my friend Michelle Visage and many of my friends connected with RuPaul's Drag Race, because there is no denying that the announcement of 4 products worldwide indicates that RuPaul has become the driver of gay entertainment in the world. Congratulations, Michelle. Congratulations, Michelle. Congratulations to Michelle. You're doing a great job, and I'm very proud of you. Let's move on.
You
Other
are not
celebrity,
exclusive.
other celebrity topics. Good Morning America. Laura Spencer. Oh my goodness. Watch what she did this week talking about the royal family and one of their little children wanting to do ballet. Watch what she said.
Young Prince George, just 6 years old, heading back to school, like so many kids around the world, but well, unlike other kids his age, it sounds like the third in line to the throne is in for quite a demanding year. Details of George's curriculum have been released, making us all really happy we don't have to do homework anymore. In addition to the usual first or second grade things like math, science, and history, the future King of England will be putting down the Play-Doh to take on religious studies, computer programming, poetry, and ballet, among other things. You couldn't contain, oh, he looks so happy about the ballet class. Prince William says George absolutely loves ballet. I have news for you, Prince William. We'll see how long that lasts. I mean, he might end up, but between the religious studies and the computer programming, I just want to go back to the Play-Doh.
Well, super interesting to me. Laura Spencer has apologized for these comments. What do y'all think about the kind of gender attack of what masculine men should like and ballet should
Listen,
be?
I'm going to cut through here. I did ballet since I was younger till 6 years ago when I switched to flamenco. So as a ballet dancer for many years.
Wait. Antonio has done ballet.
Yeah, I was a spoiled brat. I mean.
I love that. Okay.
So I did ballet. There's nothing wrong. Actually, most of the main dancers in the company that I work dance in Puerto Rico, they were all straight guys. So I don't know why she's shame on, and it wasn't only her. So actually, when I saw the video this week, I did a video on my Facebook. I was really pissed off. She wasn't the only one laughing. All of them laughed. So I think they all have to apologize. It wasn't just her.
Laughed.
Yeah.
All of them. But all of them, they laughed. It wasn't just her. And I don't think that it's okay because even when I used to take ballet classes when I was 22, 23, I remember a lot of football players were taking ballet because it helped with the stretch and the strength. So I see nothing wrong with that. She should be ashamed of herself because it's a kind of homophobic mentality that she has.
Well, it's not homophobic because it has nothing to do with being gay, but it is sexual discrimination. I also grew up taking ballet and a lot of forms of dance.
I was like, come on.
What's funny about it is that I remember in third grade, I was supposed to be Elvis in a version of Jailhouse Rock, and it was all women and me. And I was too embarrassed to do it because I knew I was gay, and I didn't want to be with all of these women dancing around me. So the fact that I was actually straight is what hindered me from the dancing experience.
Actually, before we comment anymore, an interesting counter-protest to Laura Spencer's comments took place. Exactly what Napoleon just said. Good Morning America broadcast on Times Square, and a group of Broadway dancers, mostly men but also women, did a counter-protest under the windows at Good Morning America.
Yes.
Watch what they did. This is really interesting.
Go New York.
This counter-protest was coordinated by Travis Wall, the winner of So You Think You Can Dance.
Yeah, nice.
It included gay men, straight men, and women.
Yeah.
And I thought a beautiful protest to say, wait, why are you shaming me for my interest as it relates to my gender?
Well, and I love this because it reminds us that protests come in all different forms. It's not always just marching in the streets with a megaphone. It can be art, it can be a TV show, it can be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I love the way that they use their art to start a conversation.
But we're talking about what Laura Spencer did, and I am probably the worst person to bring this aspect of the conversation in because I have a problem with forgiveness. I don't like accepting apologies. I suck at it. I hold grudges like nobody's business. That being said,
Wait. Could you repeat that, please? Because
don't
we're going to
forget-
include that in the Jerry Curry.
I have a problem
Play that
forgiving.
back.
But that being said, we have not discussed the fact that she apologized, and I didn't even see the apology. I actually put on social media, hey guys, did she ever apologize? What did you guys think? And every single person, even people that were really staunchly critical of what she did originally, came on my post and said, yeah, she really did something beautiful.
All right, let's move on.
you'll have to
Other
apologize.
issues, I'm going to move forward. Other final note, and we're only going to take a moment of talking about this. We're actually not going to show the video. We're going to show only the slide. Have you heard the smackdown going on between Marvel and Sony? Marvel and Sony has ended its partnership, which likely may end Spider-Man. No more Spider-Man. There is a breakup, a super breakup between the two. What do y'all think about if there's no more Spider-Man?
I am very sad because Spider-Man is my favorite. But since I noticed that this week he was one of the biggest donator of Trump, fuck him.
No. Disney, not Tom Holland. You were saying it
Whatever.
for Disney, not
No,
Tom Holland. There's
I
a
don't care.
difference. If
Fuck
you're
them. I
protesting
don't
somebody,
care.
know who you're protesting.
Any other thoughts?
Give out right
Spider-Man,
information.
is it important to you? Do you
Yes, it
care?
is. But this is America. Spider-Man is not going to be killed off by some fight between Sony and
The
Marvel.
new Spider-Man-
Somebody
the new-
else will pick it up, and we'll have
Well,
Spider-Man.
no, he's gonna be in the Sony movies. He's gonna be in the Venom and all of the.
Period.
All right.
We're
Spider-Man
already-
belongs to all of us at this point.
So we don't completely swallow what
No.
we're,
Oh, we would
I
completely
swallow
swallow
that.
Spider-Man.
The answer is no.
We
All
all
right.
will completely swallow our Andrew Garfield.
Let's move on. Taylor Swift, congratulations,
Yeah.
Taylor. This week at the VMAs, you win the VMA for You Need to Calm Down, the new
Let
gay
it go.
anthem.
Yes.
Several funny things happened. John Travolta confuses Jay Jolie from RuPaul as Taylor Swift. I think that's hilarious.
What a cackle.
And Taylor,
It's getting old.
along with Todrick Hall, accept the VMA. Now, what happened was, and we would love to show you the acceptance speech of what Taylor Swift said to President Trump. But MTV has locked the speech down so tightly that basically they would sue us out of business.
They
if
got
we
it on
showed
lock,
to us.
baby.
But broadly, You Need to Calm Down and Taylor Swift's. When we first showed you You Need to Calm Down, all of our reaction was the song's not very good. Now, everyone thinks the song is pretty good. What do we think now today?
No,
Do we think that?
It's
Yes.
Are we talking about the
that.
song or her speech?
right. I mean,
Whatever you want to say.
what it represents or the musical critique, you know.
Let's talk about her speech. It's time. For those that don't know, she started a petition, and the White House says that they respond to petitions if it's over 100,000. And she got 500,000
500,000.
to sign this petition for the
And
equality.
what kind of response did the White House have?
Zero, zip, zilch, nada,
The big
nooch,
fat egg.
nothing. So she got on and called the White House out, and I say good for her. And I was never a Taylor Swift fan, but an ally is an ally. So
Hell yeah.
kudos to that.
Hell yeah.
a
And
good-
you got to know that besides You Need to Calm Down, I'm the man. Go check out that song. For all the ladies out there, you guys, this is probably our theme for 2020, okay?
Calm down. Right.
I'm the
All right.
man.
All right, I'm the man. All right, let's move
Co-sign.
out of
Co-sign.
celebrity headlines. Before we do, we remind you, like our page, would you share It's Happening Out? We've just talked about all kinds of celebrity things that relates to our community, and we hope you share us. Let's move into our headlines. Many. First, the largest gay sporting event in America is getting ready to start.
As
It's
is my
called the
drool.
Gay World Series of Softball. It is the largest event in America like it. And we're showing you this slide of the NAGAAA Gay Softball World Series. But in addition to that, I do a little selfish plug here.
Is he in it?
You see that logo
Is he
for the
in it?
hot hitters? That is a mega team here in South Florida. They are going to the World Series this week.
Nice.
And congratulations to the hot hitters. and the entire South Florida Gay Softball
Very
League, one of the
nice.
largest in America. And I'm very excited to say that somebody you know, America, was drafted this week at the Hot Hitters. And that person drafted.
I don't know
onto
who
the
it was,
team.
but I know who it wasn't.
It was Al. I'm a new player of the Hot Hitters.
Fake
so,
news.
Anyway, what do y'all think about gay?
What are you going to do on that
Yeah,
team?
and are you the water boy?
I'm going to deliver water. Yeah.
Water
A
boy.
role of servitude, just like you always
What do y'all
wanted.
think about gay sports? Is there a place in our community for sports?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Is it sexy?
And if I had known when I was coming out of the closet, I used to think before I came out that if you were gay, you were weak. That if you were gay,
Wow.
you couldn't fight, you couldn't play sports, you couldn't do anything. This really helps to break that stereotype that gay means always feminine and not being able to be physical. This really helps us. I think it's just as important to our community as drag queens are.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
as someone at the table who's
A
actually
football player.
played a lot of sports my entire
right.
life,
Yeah.
I played volleyball, softball. Well, I tried to play
Football,
softball,
right?
football, soccer, badminton.
I don't know
How
if we're doing
Asian
a
is
great
that?
job at breaking the stereotype here.
Yeah,
but-
I know. That's what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying about that is this, like we have always, if you played sports as a woman, they already assumed that you were gay.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm going to tell you, I played one of the hardest sports in women's sports, professional women's, football. Again, alongside of straight women who many times were mistaken for gay girls, and they were not gay. It's just sports is sports, and gay folks, the gay community, the LGBT community participates as well. The fact that we have a platform that we can have a league like this and create an entire World Series, behind the scenes, what it takes to create that is a lot of work. And so hats off to everyone who's making it happen.
To the Hot Hitters, let me say, on behalf of everybody at It's Happening Out, we wish you all success at the World Series.
Yeah.
Go South Florida and Wilton Manors. Congratulations.
Is he in the team?
No?
He's in the porno.
You have a new
Film
fan.
for my website.
All right, exactly. All right, let's move on. Other headlines in the news. Trump, he had an impromptu press conference.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Trump, President Trump, don't do this. You make mistakes. First off, did you see the news this week that he is the chosen one? He is the king of Israel. We show you impromptu comments that he made. Here are the tweets. This is actually a retweet of what somebody said
Retreat,
about,
you had it right.
about him being the king of Israel, and that he is the advocate of the nation of Israel. So big news this week. Unless you all have any specific comments, that's all we're going to say. We'll move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right. Next.
Yeah.
Next big headline in the news this week: the Log Cabin Republicans, the gay organization who did not endorse President Trump in 2016, have endorsed him for 2020. You see this slide here about the Log Cabin Republicans. I think the elephant slide is hilarious. First off,
That's cute.
we have at It's Happening Out a lot of experience with this. In fact, we have had the executive director of this organization, the most important gay political organization in America, the executive director, on the show. Let us show you what she said.
Jerry N. is the new national executive director of the Log Cabin Republicans. Jerry N., can you still hear me?
I can. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
My question is basically, how long do gay people, do the gay community, the LGBT community, how long are we expected to sit at the back of the bus before the big tent Republican platform reflects anything that actually helps our rights?
A couple things here. One, that award also, by the way, is meant to recognize incredible effort and hard work and blood, sweat, and tears that went into those fights, not necessarily meaning that we won everything that needed to happen.
Yeah, no, they worked. I mean, they worked incredibly hard to get those two
So
sentences.
I think that was our team in Texas has done incredible work and continue to do that work. there are still a lot of fights. And in fact, to be totally frank, those fights are happening on both sides of the aisle. If you go back even 4 or 5 years and use the same measurement that we're using today, and I'm not, by the way, I'm not excusing anything in the Texas platform. I'm from Texas. I have worked on that platform. I have cried over that platform. I hear everything that you just said, and we have got so much that we have to do. So I hear you on that, and it is going to be, I will do my damnedest.
How
and
long
I
do you think it
look
will
forward to
take
hearing
to-
from you again in a year, and you can sit here and either cry with me or yell at me.
No, I hear you. I've cried over the Democratic platform myself, so I feel that.
Some of my biggest supporters are of that community, and I think I talk to them a lot about it. I think I've done really very well with that community. And I just got a big endorsement from the Log Cabin Group.
Well, first, the president
Whose name I
couldn't
can't be bothered
remember
to
the
remember.
name of the organization. It's called the Log Cabin Republicans. And when they endorsed him this week, it led to mass resignations. Jerry Ann Henry, the executive director, has resigned, along with board members Robert Turner, Jordan Evans, Rachel Hoff, Jennifer Horn, Eli Lira, Rich Taffel, and Sarah Longwell. I apologize. What do y'all think about what's going on in the fires burning at the Log Cabin Republicans in Washington?
Well, I will say that a lot of people are reading the dog shit out of her, even though she has resigned. And I have to say, I'm going to stand up for her and say that kudos to her. Hats off to her. My issue has never really been so much with Republicans. It has been with the Republicans of today that support Trump. And if you have the moral fiber and the spine to be able to say right is right and wrong is wrong, and I'm not going to stand up for the wrong, then to me, hats off and applause. Yep. I really commend her. And Jerry Ann, please come back to the show and give us a follow-up. You said you'd come back in a year. Please, let's have you back on the show because I would love to hear you.
Actually, let me allow a rebuttal to your observation. We have reached out to Jerry Ann. She did not have enough time to prepare for this show in the resignation, but it is to come. It is coming.
Great.
However, we did get a rebuttal reply, and who it came from is the slide that we're going to show you right now. Our own It's Happening Out host,
I was gonna say,
Joe
I want to know what he
Brookman,
has to say.
DC Log Cabin Republican. Let me show you quickly what he said. I will say that Berman and Company, Kristol, Horn, Henry, Jordan, and Casey have been working against the Log Cabin Republicans since the nomination and have been part of the Never Trumpers. Majority of chapter members across the country are ardent Trump supporters and were fed up with the subversive move to use the Log Cabin Republicans against Trump. This is especially true since he is the most pro-LGBTQ plus president in history. Stop sniveling and hooting, Aaron and Power. Read Gregory T. Angelo's
Come on,
and others'
Joe. Come on, let's talk, my friend. Let's talk.
As a result, some board members and staff were asked to leave who were not behind the overall strategy and goals of the Log Cabin Republicans and the president. Those individuals have been engaged for over 6 months, biding their time to get publicity. Rank and file say, good riddance. Log Cabin Republican membership numbers are growing in all states due to this president and becoming more vocal all the time. In fact, many who previous were on the sidelines are now stepping up. V is for vote 2020. He's using a phrase, very powerful, and Log Cabin Republicans and pro-Trump gays will be out in full force to bring this election home. Hashtag MAGA, signed Joe Brookman.
Oh, nice.
There's the reply.
Hashtag
they
Crystal
are
Meth.
stepping up like roaches to rage.
Seriously.
They are stepping up like roaches to raid. All right,
I think they're
honey.
doing too much crystal meth.
All right.
It's just crazy.
And when Trump loses, I hope he gives us another. I hope he sends us another text or whatever. I'd like to see what he has to say then.
All right. Any final
Joe,
thoughts?
this disappoints me a little bit because I think you're a reasonable guy. Like you and I, we've had conversations, right? Like we've talked about this shit off camera. And I feel like you're a reasonable dude, and I don't really understand this cognitive dissonance. I don't really understand it. Listen, I get it. A lot of things are fucked up, and we're not seeing everything. We're not being told the truth on a lot of things, but everything can't be a conspiracy, girl. Everything can't be a conspiracy. That's one.
Here, I'm sorry, you have more.
I'm just saying, as much as we keep hearing about all of this, the Republicans are, the Democrats are walking away. You're not the only walk-away movement. And there's a lot of people, just like the Log Cabin Republicans who have resigned, who are realizing that, like you said, right is right and wrong is wrong, no matter what your party line is.
Here's the bottom line. The Log Cabin Republicans are in flames. And ultimately, the Republicans are saying, we do not care.
Yeah, who cares?
It makes
They
no
never do it.
difference at all.
They never
We're
did.
going to win the election. The question is, will they? Let's move on. Other headlines in the news. The trade war with China begins this weekend. The president has announced his response to China. China has announced its response to America, declaring $75 billion in taxes and tariffs. Watch what the president said.
My life would be much easier if I just said, let China continue to rip off the United States, all right? It'd be much easier, but I can't do that. Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China. I'm taking on China on trade. And you know what? We're winning. Denmark, I look forward to going, but I thought that the Prime Minister's statement that it was absurd, it was an absurd idea, was nasty. I thought it was an inappropriate statement. All she had to do is say, no, we wouldn't be interested, but we can't treat the United States of America the way they treated us under President Obama. I thought it was a very not nice.
America, this is really, really big news. It's going to affect you. I make the joke, oh my goodness, Walmart, what are you going to do? Because your product is almost completely Chinese. Any quick thoughts about what's going to happen?
Hopefully you don't like electronics because this is going to affect you if you do.
Well, I'm going to make all my Christmas gifts this year by hand. And call it a day, honey.
Right. Other big headlines in the news this week. There's war in the gay community. Have you heard? Our two principal political organizations, the Human Rights Campaign, the HRC, and GLAAD, our media watchdog, have gone to war with each other, where the HRC has said it is dangerous for GLAAD to push for LGBTQ constitutional amendments. What do y'all think about our two principal organizations fighting each other? Quick
Listen,
observations.
We have enough enemies. We do not need to do this publicly. HRC, GLAAD, you guys need to work out your differences and come together and align on something bigger and greater than ourselves and our community. This is not a time for divisiveness within our LGBTQ community. It is a time for unity.
Well, I think the problem is that both sides feel that way, but they both think that their way is the right way and the only right way. We've talked in the past about being different ways to fight for civil rights. And, some people are always going to try and tone police and do the respectability politics thing and say, oh, you're being too much, you're being extra. We have to act like we're normal so that we can be accepted. Those are two very different sides.
We have to remember.
I'm going to move on. Other headlines in the news. David Koch dies.
Tiger Bot?
The Koch brothers.
Oh, I don't know.
One of the principal architects of the conservative movement of the last 20 years, dies. What do y'all think about Koch?
Don't care.
At all?
Rot in hell.
Does he have grandchildren? I bet a lot. So that's what we have to worry about next.
All right. Next, headlines in the news. Hialeah Pride. The fourth most conservative Pride organization, or city, the fourth most conservative city in America is Hialeah here in South Florida. We have just announced a strategic alliance with Hialeah Pride.
Yes.
And we're going to broadcast at their Pride on October 13th. And in fact, in this very conservative city, on our show at Hialeah Pride, we're going to broadcast a gay marriage. What do y'all think about Hialeah Pride?
I think this is not only awesome to me personally because of the general topic. This is awesome to me personally because I was a Mr. Ocala Pride. And if you're not from Florida, you may not realize that Ocala is a very tiny, very conservative, very scary to be gay kind of place. So I got to watch those kids, those queer youth, and gay youth and trans youth come together and build their community, and that's what we're seeing is that coming from the ground up. Not everybody gets to go out and be happy and proud and gay. A lot of people across the country are still just now getting their very first pride.
This pride is really unique because there's a lot of different things about it. It was constructed by two women, by Citizen Jane and her girlfriend Karen. And they're both very excited about this.
Yeah.
Too. It's going to be a fun event. It's going to have a lot of families invested in it.
Hopefully
which
a
is
lot of
uncommon
Cubans.
for prides.
A lot of
Hialeah.
Cubans.
Cubans.
So you'll be there.
Hot Cubans.
And listen, from the one who graduated from HML, Hialeah Miami Lakes, okay? I always represent the 305 and Hialeah. Even on Top Chef, it said Hialeah, Florida. They were like, where is that from?
We're looking forward to.
Exactly.
To everybody in
Rock and roll.
Hialeah, we're looking forward. It's happening out, is coming to your city. October 13th. We're excited.
Plan it in your
Now,
calendar.
We move out of headlines now to tell you first, I do not know everything about this show, and I'm getting ready to prove it because I have no idea what we're getting ready to do. We play a game and it's happening out. Frequently, Power belts me in the mouth, and I belt him back in the mouth with what's called Jared Curry, play it back. And I have been instructed in my show frame to announce Jared Curry, play it back. I have no idea what we're talking about.
He also is very sexy, and that looks like one of the only things that I could actually grab, and it wouldn't
He's
break.
the one that's in the new Fast and Furious movie, right?
He's in better
plays
movies.
Isn't everybody in Fast and
yeah.
Furious?
He is
Yeah.
Killmonger,
Yeah.
and that's all.
He's in like good movies.
He's in the Fast and Furious.
Well, it's the one that is the two
Deuce
characters
to us,
that includes The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
That's Eldris.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh,
they really took it.
Lord! Oh my gosh!
You mean Black
I'm
Superman?
getting ready for the read of my lifetime.
Oh,
wait,
thing. So he's
Jared Curry.
So he's
play that back.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
You just confused Aretha Franklin from
Did
Planet
I?
Hell.
Wait,
Yeah.
did
This
I?
is why you thought we were the same person.
Okay, America, now I get it. We're going to play Shag, Marry, Chop, and production and the host are making a joke that Al thinks all black men look the same. Now, first off, there's got to be a single ally in America for Al. Donald Trump, where are you when I need you? All right, so funny joke. Let's play Shag, Marry, Chop.
Michael Jordan.
And I'm also learning this as we go.
Holy shit. Michael Jordan.
We're playing Shag, Marry, Chop.
We're playing Shag, Marry, Chop. 4 shots, everybody.
All right,
We're ready to go.
Our choices are Michael B. Jordan
Oh man.
Damn.
and
They did go away, everybody. Stay
Morgan
tuned.
Freeman and
I
Samuel
moving
Jackson.
Very
on?
sexy, and that looks like
No,
one
we're
of the
going
only
Morgan
things that I could
Freeman.
actually.
Whoa.
What?
I got it. Oh,
Do you see
Idris
what's
Elba.
going on, Al?
Now I got
That's
it.
not
Idris
how.
Elba.
So wait, did
Samuel.
Antonio just do the same thing that you
Yep,
did last
yep.
time?
Antonio did the
Not
same
like
thing.
black guy. It was Morgan Freeman. I thought.
Literally didn't realize this.
It was here. No.
For those of you that don't
America.
understand, we
It
had.
was over here. I was reading from the screen.
Oh, no, for those of you that don't understand,
I've lost total control of the show, America.
I was
As I
waiting for
told
the
you,
screen.
this is live. We're playing Shag, Marry, Chop with Idris Elba, Samuel L. Jackson, and Lawrence Fishburne. All right? We want to know who would you shag, who would you marry, and who would you chop?
And can you
Who's
tell the
first?
difference?
And can I tell the difference?
Okay.
I reckon, first off, Idris Elba jumps off the page for
Time's
me
out.
so I can tell the difference. All right. Who wants to play first?
Okay, so Idris Elba is my future ex-husband. So I thought I was gonna say that I would
Look
shag him.
at his abs.
But like Lawrence Fishburne looks kind of sexy in that particular scene. I don't
Like
know what it
40
is.
years
Maybe
ago?
it's the jawline or something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know. But
Now he was in
I might
the
marry
Matrix,
that.
right?
Yeah, he's
Matrix.
He's a
No,
prolific. He's a
that's
prolific.
Samuel Jackson, dude.
Oh my
What?
god. Really?
In the Matrix, he just said it's Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna have to come
I
back.
don't know who
No,
he
no,
is
no, no. You're
either,
not right
so
about
I
that.
don't know who. I
Let
don't
me
know.
try to get
Incorrect.
called.
I don't know
Let's
him
play this
either.
game. You're playing Shag, Marry, Chop. You're shagging
I'm not co-signing anything you just said. First,
I want.
It's
I
Lawrence
want to go.
Fishburne in it.
I'm gonna shag Lawrence Fishburne because he just has something sexy going on in that scene. I'm gonna marry Idris Elba because he's still my future ex-husband. And damn, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to chop Samuel. Damn, I
Jackson.
know that's crazy.
All right. He's
I'll go.
really great in the Avenger movie.
Although he would probably
Did I get
confess
that
the
right?
shit out of you, so I don't know.
All right. Who else is going to play Shaq?
I'll go. I'll marry the hot daddy,
Which one?
Idris Elba, whatever.
Who you shagging, man?
How do you all not-
shag? Who
I'm
you
marrying
shagging?
that one. I'll shag, I guess, Samuel Jackson. And the other one, I don't even know him. I don't care.
What?
So
Wait,
just
it's really
fuck
baffling to me that the
up.
episode where I find out a lot of you have some racial ambiguity, all three of you, that we'll review next week.
Racial
That's
ambiguity.
in terms of how you communicate. All of this is wrong. It was Lawrence Fishburne in the movie. All of you are getting the names mixed up.
Okay.
Can no one tell the difference?
All right. And you've done.
So, shop Lawrence, shag
right.
Samuel, and I'll marry Idris.
All right.
I like a daddy. so-
Napoleon, did you choose?
I will marry Idris. I will shag Samuel L. Jackson because he is a badass, and I can't guarantee that he is fun in bed. I will marry Idris Elba because his voice can basically make somebody get to the end line just by talking to them.
Bingo.
And then Lawrence Fishburne, that is an attractive thing, but I honestly haven't even seen it, so sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna shag Sam too because he does the vampire moves. I'm totally into it, and he's super hot. But I'm gonna marry Idris because not only is he hot, but he's also a DJ, so that means it's a party all the time. And Lawrence, I love you, man, but I gotta chop you.
We've all played. Power, did you?
Yeah, I
choose?
played.
Yeah, you played. Okay. All right. All right. Wait.
How does it
The
end?
joke was,
We gotta
do we
listen
have any people of color in the darkest form at this table? Let's play Shag, Marry, Chop.
What?
What?
Oh, girl.
Happening tonight?
Oh, my stomach.
We're gonna have to issue a public apology tomorrow.
What's going on?
White guy.
Well, that's
All
why
right,
I'm confused.
Who would you shag?
I would get higher than a giraffe's pussy and shag Samuel L. Jackson because that's the only way I'd be able to get through that. I would marry Idris Elba definitely because
Hell yeah.
I mean just look at him and
Yeah,
ain't no
it's hot.
way I'm touching Lawrence Fishburne. So that's an automatic.
Wait, why?
No, ma'am, no.
No,
way.
ma'am.
No,
No,
way.
ma'am.
I
Does
can't
that
believe
moral
that it's an
reason around-
episode
I mean,
without
have
a
you seen
Republican.
recently?
No.
He's horrid. No way.
I can't believe that.
We're only going by this picture.
I know what I see now, so that picture is not good.
All right.
to
All
overcome
right.
it.
Power.
That's Shag, Marry, Chop.
Chop.
All right. Very good. All right. Let's move into happening now, and it's our breaking news alert. America, we have to tell you, there's urgent news here in the gayest place on planet Earth. A Category 2 hurricane is barreling down on us as we speak. Since I've been here in South Florida, this will be the first hurricane that I've gone through. And gay boys and girls are running with their hands in the air all over South Florida.
Always.
They're preparing for Hurricane Dorian. Look at this slide. We do not currently know where it's going to hit. We hope it will not, but this weekend it is on the horizon. Of course, how could we do anything in preparing for a hurricane with the leadership of the President of the United States, but to make it a political event?
Oh my God.
Here are the tweets last night and today about the hurricane. Our favorites are the hurricane is Puerto Rico's fault. The hurricane is we spent a lot of money on the hurricane. There is some discussion that we could use a nuclear bomb to divert the hurricane. And the mayor of Puerto Rico is horrible. So, as it relates to gay preparing for a hurricane and what we're watching in our national leadership, what do you think about our happening now news?
Why don't we just send a giant shark into the tornado too? Like, what the hell does that even mean? Gonna bomb a hurricane?
Oh, please. He's
Gonna
just,
bomb Imagination Land.
He's
Like,
just so full of shit. He never helped Puerto Rico. We're still going through it. Thank God I just talked actually right before the show with my family. Everybody's okay, so nothing is actually happening serious. But for what he gave us to Puerto Rico, we actually give $70 trillion every year in taxes And we spent, the Puerto Ricans, 70 trillions. You only gave us 40 billions, supposedly, and not the whole money. So fuck up, Trump.
Right,
Seriously.
and the people of Puerto Rico only actually saw about
Well,
14 billion.
No, you know what? I
Such a
would
bullshit.
like us to actually forget about Trump because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's irrelevant. Let's really talk to our community about getting ready and preparing.
So
for
get ready.
This hurricane that looks like it's going to be impacting.
I got a gallon of lube, waterproof, for the weekend.
You have waterproof lube. That's how you're preparing for
That's
the
all you
hurricane.
need for a hearing. What else are you going to do? Just
Waterproof
talk.
Batteries for your flashlights and your
waterproof lube.
vibrators.
Candles ready to go.
In all seriousness, you guys need to, get prepared. My husband, and I hope he's watching, does not take hurricanes seriously. So when I tell him to start getting ready, he kind of blows it off. Baby, get ready. Also, just to let you guys know, a little programming announcement. We will be filming live from the hurricane. Well, Aaron won't, Josie won't, Napoleon won't. It'll be Al. So y'all watch for a special edition on Monday for
That's called privileged white man.
Right.
Broadcasting.
Congratulations. I'm really happy for you.
It's the chosen one.
You got
Finally
the
learned
assignment.
it.
All right.
Congratulations.
Can we use that? Can we use that soundbite? I apologize, but can we use that soundbite to end this segment?
Oh, yeah, sure.
On the hurricane, we're going to come out of headlines, and we're getting ready to do a segment that we've been talking about for a number of weeks, and we want to talk about the gay adult entertainment industry. We want to begin. There's been a lot of suicides going on in gay adult entertainment. And Davey Wavy, a very important YouTube influencer, brought attention to this story. And allow us the opportunity to show you what Davey Wavy said.
I was gearing up to film a project in Palm Springs, and we had cast the models in it. Casey Jacks was one of the performers, and you guys probably recognize him. He's been in a lot of films. He's a porn star. And a few weeks before we started filming, I found out initially through Twitter and then eventually through his brother that he had passed away. This was a guy that was in his late 20s and who was really sweet, and we had spent a lot of time talking on the phone, and I think it's indicative of this larger problem that we see in the adult gay world especially, where it seems like every month there's a different performer who has taken their own life, or we see these kind of ongoing struggles, and all of us consume a lot of this content. We all enjoy watching porn, but what are we doing to support the people who are in it?
I think even outside of the porn industry, it just gay people are so much more likely to suffer from mental health issues, and I think it reflects a broader discussion in general. We have these deep divides in our society around sexuality, and we allow often porn stars to hold this space of permission for us to be desire, to do the things that we think about doing that maybe that we're inhibited by.
To make a long story short, we felt that it was really important to do something for the models that we work with. So Finn was really sweet in partnering with me to offer an aftercare program for all the models that we film with. It's my hope that kind of through these conversations, we're asking ourselves, well, what can we do to better support the models, that other studios also ask themselves, this question, and that that they can also step up and support the models that they film with.
Well, as you can see, Davey Wavy kind of hits it right on the head. A gay adult entertainment is a central issue in our community. We talked about this today in our host meeting, that gay adult entertainment is really generally positively embraced. And there's a lot of complications to that, right? There's complications to that. But there is an alarming rate of porn star suicides going on in America. So first, I introduce Nick Moretti with us tonight, an institution here in South Florida.
Welcome.
Gay director, gay adult entertainment director and producer. Nick, welcome to It's Happening Out.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're glad you're here tonight. We're talking about it. All of us are talking about what's going on, about what is happening, especially among gay men or men that work in the gay adult entertainment industry and committing suicide. What's going on here?
Yeah, there certainly seems to be a rash of it lately. I think we're up to 5 or 6 already this year. Incredible. I mean, a lot of the same problems that everybody have, like mental illness, depression, drug addiction, bullying. I mean, some of those are common with any industry or any people, but a lot of issues are very blown up because of the porn industry. Like talking about bullying. Online bullying for porn performers is incredibly horrible. I mean, even among performers themselves, they are always at each other's throats and putting each other down. Well, you know that.
I know that.
Yeah. One of the bullies.
Very well. Very well.
I think we also have to know that it's just not porn performers, because most porn performers are also sex workers. They're escorts. They're not making $2,000 per scene anymore. They're making like $400. Most of them don't have health insurance, so they're not getting access to mental health doctors and whatever.
To the question of the bullying, when we had our host meeting today, you brought this up. It's one of the fascinating issues to me. In the gay community, we're so pro our gay adult entertainment. We elevate performers. Antonio is here at the table as a guest host in this industry. We elevate. He's had 44 million watches of his video product. We elevate individuals to superstar status by any standard, but then we seem to, in our community, want to tear them down simultaneously. What is going on?
Yeah, well, on the surface, it does seem like porn performers are accepted and even kind of idolized. But when it comes down to it, whenever it comes to people's sexuality, so many people are uncomfortable with it or they don't own it. And like for myself, I used to do a lot of charity work. And I got invited to this awesome charity event with all these amazing upper class people here, and they treated me so well. But a couple of cocktails later, now they're calling me a hooker and asking me how much I charge and whatever. So even
as a shaming comment.
Yeah, as a shaming comment.
Yeah.
Which comes after you tell them that you're not available? Is that what you said?
No, I was so taken aback. I just kind of like faded off and left. I was really shaken at that. I mean, here I felt so accepted and respected, but underneath it all, they were judging me and shaming me. Yeah, so that's probably part of it.
We have a slide here that we're getting ready to show here about the leading causes of suicide among gay porn stars, escorts, and sex workers. And we identified in basically 3 areas. First, shockingly, in we learning about this issue, that it comes from bullying. In our own gay community, we're bullying these individuals that are providing so much. We enjoy their products so much, but we bully them. And the negative consequences of that. Number 2 is that they frequently have no health care, and especially they do not have any mental care support. And third, people that are porn stars, escorts, and sex workers live in isolation, which leads to depression. And depression leads to harming yourself, even to the ultimate result of suicide.
That's a deadly combination of 3 things that feed off of each other intensely.
So I'm a little uncomfortable right now, and here's why. I've worked in different areas of the industry throughout my life, but I've been a sex worker since my entire adult life, in different meanings of the word. And I've experienced all 3 of these things. Currently, I'm experiencing probably all 3 of these things. Primarily the second one being the lack of health care, and there's no insurance for that. And after the passing of SESTA and FOSTA, a lot of sex workers are at a position where we can't screen and vet people before we know whether or not we're going to be safe with a potential customer. And we can't find each other, and it was like being laid off. So, it's a deeply layered issue. It's not just a bullying thing, but it is. It's not just a mental health thing, but it is. It's everything.
I think the bullying is constant. We definitely do have a lot of bullying online. I experience bullying almost every day, and a lot of people, they're like, oh, you're always angry. I'm like, no, I'm not always angry. It's just there's a bunch of assholes out there like coming for you. Yeah. So, you have to defend myself. But one of the things that I also seen is that there's a difference between like our generation of porn. He's been in the industry for 15 years. I've been in the industry for 13 years. A lot of the guys that do porn right now, they're just looking for attention. There's no money in the industry, so a lot of people think that you're going to be making the money that we did 10, 15 years ago. You're not going to make that money. Yeah. So what people do is that they're constantly putting free videos, free photos, naked, because they just want the attention. Once that is gone, they just feel the number 3, the installation, depression. They get depressed because they're not having enough followers. People report you just because I never even put naked photos. I see a lot of people that put naked photos even on Facebook. I never put anything, and they still report you just because you're a porn star. It's bullying. And a lot of these younger people, they don't know how to deal with the bullying online. And they're just looking for attention. That's all they're looking. That's what I see now with the new generation of porn actors.
Antonio, let me take an opportunity. We have a slide here that we want to show for you. Antonio, in early September, is going to do a show here in South Florida called Naughty and Nuts.
And New York.
And New York.
And New York.
It is one of the themes of this show is this. Yes. And it's comedy and it's conversational, etc. What are the dates of this show?
I'm doing the September 13th. I'm doing 2 shows. They're almost sold out. There's only 20 tickets left, where I checked this morning. So only 20 tickets left. And then I'm doing the show right here in Wilton Manors in a little theater in Dixie Highway. Right. And then I'm doing a show off-Broadway in New York City, which tickets are already on sale. They're going to be sold only online. So people are asking me if they can buy on the door. I'm not going to sell tickets at the door. And then next year, I've been asked already for continue the tour of my show in Chicago, LA, Boston, DC.
I have a quick question for you guys. So since you both have been in the industry for so long, and you recognize that there's definitely a challenge that needs to be addressed. What is it that you guys can do as grandfather? I don't want to say grandfathers, okay? But don't say but as the elders in the community to help lead and give them the support they need and create that net for everyone.
I remember I lived in San Francisco when I started my industry because my ex owned Falcom and Raging Stallion. And I remember doing a lot of charities for a specific hospital. It was like a little hospital for adult entertainers. Yeah. You remember the name? I forgot. But they only took care of strippers, prostitutes, porn stars. I think it was St. Joseph or something like that. I don't remember. But
and they're still very active.
They still do it. So certain places they do have the help. It's just not like out there for people to know.
So the answer to what can we do is we go build those resources. We go try to build those resources out.
But also and remove the shame from the choice to be a sex worker or a porn star or whatever you choose. Yeah, you choose that, and it's okay.
That's the number one thing I come away from this conversation. I don't understand the disconnect. We are so willing in our community to live and celebrate gay adult entertainment, and we consume it in such a vigorous way, but then we shame all of the people that provide the service.
Because we can't that's one of the problems. The people here, they're constantly like, oh, I support you. I just watched the free porn on Pornhub. But then when you tell them to subscribe to your website, because we live from this, we're not doing free porn for anybody. Nobody works for free. So when you come and do like your video, you do your website, nobody wants to pay. They're like, oh, I'm going to watch it on Pornhub. It's free, which have fucked up our industry in reality. And then when you start doing something like I'm running for city commissioner of Wilton Manors, actually somebody that was actually in this panel commented, oh, that's the last thing that we need, a porn star in politics. So no, it wasn't him, even though. So I was like, it was, a porn star in politics. Like a lot of us, we have businesses. That's what people don't realize. We do this in the side right now because this is not our main jobs. A lot of us, we own businesses. We went to college. I have actually 3 degrees, which probably that person doesn't even have a fucking degree, not even an associate. So, a lot of people in the industry, in the community, they're really, like, they don't know about porn stars. They think that we just spend all day long grabbing our balls in front of a camera. We don't.
No,
We have a
but,
different life.
But a lot of porn stars are porn stars. That's what they do for a living.
Some are. Some are sex.
A lot.
Some of them
And
are.
whether
yeah.
and whether you've got a degree or not, whether it's your main job or not, whether you do it for this price or that price, everybody deserves basic human respect.
Correct.
And that's what we're not giving each other
Correct.
in the gay community.
Correct.
That's where the disconnect is.
True.
Good.
True.
Let us conclude. First off, Nick, thank you very much.
Sure. Can I
for
just say
being
one more
here.
thing?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, every time we have a rash of suicides, the community, the porn community, starts speaking up, and they're like, "Oh, let's do this. Let's get together. Let's whatever." And about 2 months later, it's all gone.
It's all forgotten.
So it's all thoughts and
Yeah.
prayers at that.
Yeah,
At that.
and hopefully this last observation will not fall on those same inactive deaf ears.
Let's talk.
We're putting up a slide right now. We've talked about this many times that it's happening out. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline. It is so vitally important. If you're in a situation where you need to talk to somebody, 24 hours a day, they're available to you. And we bring a conversation like this to It's Happening Out because this is so important. We want you to stay with us. And Nick, we thank you very much. If you could be seated with us for a moment more. We're going to move out of this topic and talk about boycotting. The gay community seems to have worked on perfecting boycotts. And there's boycott calls at Walmart, at Chick-fil-A, at Publix, at the Miami Dolphins. You can see this in various different ways about boycotting. And we wanted to begin by having conversation of whether or not boycotts are effective. What do y'all think? Are they effective?
No.
Yes.
Hell yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Sometimes.
We are a powerful community, and guys, we have a lot of money collectively. Okay, and what that means is we get to speak up through where we spend our money.
Correct.
That's the most power because no one is listening to reason anymore.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing about that.
This is the second worst thing after the
I'm a
Trump
little
hat
hungry.
that
Y'all
is
keep
sitting at this
talking
table.
about boycotting. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm gonna boycott you in 2 seconds. Okay.
Here's the thing, and that's actually a good segue because what you've got to remember is a boycott is not you and your little friend Nancy saying I'm not going to go shop there. It's the community as a whole deciding that you're not going to support
But
something.
that's the problem is the community as a whole. If we haven't cohesively
Exactly.
made this decision,
Oh,
then
God,
it's not having the effect we think it is. As much as the
Exactly.
activist, as much as I am here for the
Oh,
make
God.
your voice heard, and yeah, don't give your dollars to these people, don't make it easier for them. But when Barilla when we started a protest against Barilla Pasta, who came out and said that all the shit they said about gay people,
Is that a spicy one?
their sales went up. When we started the boycott against Chick-fil-A, their sales went up.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably by a lot of people trying to make a point. Just saying.
But here's the thing.
And it's not a matter of is it a morally right or wrong thing. It's the morally right thing to do to boycott a hateful company. That doesn't necessarily mean it's having the effectiveness that we hope it does.
And there are so many companies that you, in theory, could boycott. The list that we
Every
just went
company.
through is not even at all.
Every company.
The Salvation Army donates to anti-LGBT causes all the time.
And that's
not on
why
this list.
we
There's
don't
dozens
donate to
dozens.
them.
And we don't
Go
talk
to out of the closet.
Okay, but we don't talk about
we talk about
hold on,
Chick-fil-A.
but we don't talk about the companies that are doing things that are racist. We don't talk about the companies that are doing things that are sexist. We're only concerned with the companies that are doing things that are anti-gay.
Or bad for children.
Okay?
Yeah. I agree.
All right.
But that makes me uncomfortable.
Well,
It's like the
all right.
Trump 2020 hat.
All right. Well,
Hashtag boycott Al Ferguson.
Well, you can do that before you ever put
Hashtag
out
boycott.
let's continue. We're in video. All right. Am I live right now? Okay. America, as I told you, we're a live show. We're going to talk about one of the big boycott issues of the week. This week, and we're getting ready to have Power come back to the table. Did you hear Chick-fil-A has a new rival, and their rival is Popeyes. And Popeyes has created a chicken sandwich that has had amazing effect in America. And probably one of the number one reasons is because it gave a mechanism for Americans to boycott Chick-fil-A. So we decided we would send Napoleon to go and check out what was going on at Popeyes. Watch this video.
Alright, so I'll do that. And I'll do this challenge, this experience right now is really ridiculous that the world is going so insanely, overwhelmingly over the hills for this new Popeyes chicken sandwich that we're checking out. I'm wasting a gluten-free day to check out this sandwich because everyone, which you can see when you get here, the whole place is packed. You can't turn into it from the road. There's nowhere to park. It's really that much of a sensation. So we are finally back. This better be the best chicken sandwich that's ever existed. It does smell really good. I'm frustrated after how long that took. It's pretty good. We're a really thick piece of meat. I would probably put more sauce on and more pickle on, but it does taste really good. It was crazy to wait there. The line went into the street. Why? This is not that good. It's like, okay. And it was $4. It wasn't even that cheap.
Okay, interesting. Good. Congratulations. Napoleon is gluten-free, so that was really hard for him to do.
I poisoned myself for you, America.
Yes, exactly.
Well, next time, call me.
Yeah, before we show this live, before we show it.
Why congratulations? Well, congratulations because he actually found a Chick-fil-A that has the chicken sandwich still selling.
Wait, this was a Popeyes. Now, one of the things that I think is so interesting is Popeyes, when Napoleon went, you could wait 45 minutes at a fast food restaurant to order a sandwich.
On the short
that sandwich has been so popular. Now, come on, it's a chicken sandwich, but people are doing a political statement. Political statement. Something interesting happened this week when that started at Popeyes, and we captured that in this special presentation. Watch what happened in North Carolina.
7:23 right now. So if you want to register a whole bunch of people to vote, go to where the crowds are, right? One smart teenager did just that. He went to Popeyes. Yeah, 17-year-old David Ledbetter noticed long lines of people waiting for chicken sandwiches in North Carolina. So he went there with a candidate running for the local school board and signed people up. It proved so effective, the two ran out of voter forms by the end of the day. That is smart thinking.
That's one way to do it.
Yep.
So look at that.
So I'm tired of y'all saying that young people don't take action.
Exactly.
Because clearly we do.
Millennials apparently will respond to a chicken sandwich.
That's
great.
So we have decided,
You totally
America, America, this week, as Popeye dropped the mic and Chick-fil-A backed off, we decided that we were going to host here at It's Happening Out what we call the Chicken Sandwich Death Match. Look at this. The new gay rights new contender is Popeyes versus the conservative world champion Chick-fil-A. So, the hosts do not know I'm getting ready to do this in our boycott conversation, and we're getting ready to do the death match right now. The first tray, please, is this one. And I've prepared these for you. You'll take, I've cut them in half because you.
I'm vegetarian.
All right, that's right.
I
then
can't
you can
eat
eat a
it.
little
I will
bread.
die
Come
eating
on.
it. I'm vegetarian,
This is
so I
live television.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
I am
Right,
right.
no.
Eat
So
meat.
who-
I have PETA following me. I
Okay,
have a
you
lot
told
of
us,
animal
Antonio.
rights. No,
Then that's all we need to know. No problem.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Pass the Dutchie, honey.
Go,
All right.
PETA.
All right. Take a bite. Tell me what you think. Here's sandwich number 1 in our chicken death match.
And to all
What
of
does
you out
Chef
there,
Josie think?
Definitely Popeyes.
We joked today at the host meeting.
Like people of color made
Bubbles and Pearls. God, I hope Marcy's not listening to this. That we were going to add a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, starting next week. Chicken sandwiches.
All right. Second tray. Thank you, David Hopkins from production helping us. All right. And we're going to have the second taste. I'll take one. And take one.
We know.
All right, and put that
We know
right up
which is
there
which.
for me. Okay. Now, America, by the way, today, this afternoon, we sent somebody from production to Popeyes, the closest one to It's Happening Out's production center, and they had signs all over the restaurant. When have you ever seen this before? We are completely sold out of chicken sandwiches. He went to 2 other locations. One of the locations, the wait to get a chicken sandwich through drive-through was 1 hour to get a chicken sandwich. Is that a protest moment or what?
No.
I don't know which one is which, but
Here
this
we
one
go.
is better.
All right, so let's decide. Chicken sandwich death match. Do protests work? Number 1 or number 2?
Is the better one?
Yeah.
Number 1 is the better one.
Number 1. Number 1 or number 2? Number 2. Number 1 or number 2?
Truthfully, it's number 2, which is probably the Chick-fil-A.
America, the vote for chicken sandwich death match at It's Happening Out is in, and the winner is the conservative world champion, Chick-fil-A.
That being said, hold on. That being said, I would still spend my money on the chicken without the hate over Chick-fil-A any day. And I would like to also add that the reason this was a setup because the reason that the Chick-fil-A one was because this one was spicy.
Yeah.
If they had given me the spicy Popeyes would have won.
All right. Well, whatever. All right. So try it yourself, America. We think it's interesting in terms of the issue of boycotting and what we say of political speech and embracement of what we want by our buying power. Any final thoughts?
Yes, because I
about
wasn't here
boycotting?
for the majority of the boycott thing. I would have to say that boycotting, yes, is very effective. However, it loses its potency when you are every single day, every other day is another boycott. When some bitches, what I call fake social justice warriors, get on social media and every other day they want to boycott some stupid shit. After a while, it loses its potency. It's no longer effective.
Any
You
other
gotta know what
thoughts?
you got to know what you're standing for too. Are you standing up because you're disgruntled or you're angry at some personal matter, or are you standing up for
For something that's
something's bigger than yourself? That's
Yeah.
what activism is.
I have to say, America, in full disclosure first, if you're not in our string on our live broadcast, you should, because part of the most entertaining parts of this show
So I want to know.
is going on
Did our
live. Wait
show
one
pay
sec.
for those? Because I'm angry if we paid for those Chick-fil-A sandwiches. That's the conversation we need.
You don't get this kind of bad reaction from me and have sponsors.
Derek Curry, I have questions.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Joe Brooklyn paid for them, right? So the comments in the string are very important. I have to say also in disclosure, I have had for the last 4 years, I have to tell you how dedicated I was to this conversation. Me opening a bag and eating a sandwich from a fast food place, having lost 300 pounds. I'm not kidding. I have not eaten fast food in 4 years.
And you went for that.
Until tonight. I
Oh,
broke
God.
my rule in 4 years. And now,
At what
here's
cost?
to the next 4 years of no more of this.
Ugh.
Anyway, any final comments? Or are we done?
We're done.
All right,
We're
we're
done.
done. America, that's our show tonight. We thank you very much. We hope you found it entertaining. We are going to be closing the show. And as we close, we always give our host an opportunity to say goodnight to everyone in America. And before we do, we always bring in my friend Thomas, and he's getting ready to come in here. Thomas is from Jets Pizza. Jets, Thomas, I cannot wait to. Yes.
Move this
Thomas
shit
just
over.
said, "Can I move that
Hold on.
Chick-fil-A off the table?" Yes.
Thank you.
Open up and let's take a quick look. How are you?
Pretty good. I actually come bearing a gift today.
What kind of gift did you bring?
We're celebrating 41 years
At Jets Pizza?
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
41
and right
years.
over here, I actually have a coupon if you want to show that.
All right, a coupon.
If you use 8 pizza to your viewers, the code is 8 pizza. It's
Eight
$10.99
All right.
for 8 corner.
All right.
And do you
And
deliver the pizza to
one
the house?
thing,
What
No,
happened?
do
Do
you
you-
deliver the pizza to the house? You
I
bring
might
it?
deliver it.
Do you know who
okay.
this gentleman is?
Just in case.
I assure you, with the things that I know you don't want to be delivering to
open the
this
door,
gentleman,
he already said it's
you
just
won't
fine.
like it.
You're going to be in a role play
All right,
very
Thomas,
quickly.
good seeing you.
Thank
Jets
you. Good
Pizza, our favorite in South Florida. Thank you for being here. All right, our closing tonight, America. We'll start to tell you next week. We wish everybody in South Florida a safe weekend.
Yeah.
And all over
All around.
Florida, really. A gigantic hurricane is approaching, and we hope
Healthy
everybody is safe. Labor Day weekend is this weekend. Monday is Labor Day, and that is it's a bad anchor date for hurricanes in the south.
Yeah.
We start our countdown to our 1-year anniversary, September 25th. We hope you'll join us. We have all kinds of celebrities, political leaders, mayors, former hosts.
A blooper reel of Al.
A blooper reel, apparently, of my white privilege, apparently, I guess,
Every
whatever it
episode.
might be, right? So it's going to be great. We'll tune in on September 25th. So that's our show tonight. Let's say goodnight, and we're going to start with my friend Antonio Biaggi.
Good night, everybody. Subscribe to my website and check out my website, my new show, Naughty and Nuts, coming to one city close to you very soon.
All right. All right. And my friend Napoleon Plays.
Good night to all of my gluten-free and gluten-sensitive friends. I'm sorry that I have shown people that some people can eat it occasionally. That's not usually right,
You're
so
so
please
pressed.
forgive me.
All right. And to my friend Josie.
Hey, good
Chef
night
Josie.
to all of the common sense folks out there. I still believe in you. I know you exist. We can get through this together.
And to my friend Aaron Phoenix.
Good night, gender fuckers. Remember, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, but try to do the right thing anyway, okay?
Oh, that's great. And to my friend Power Infinity.
Good night, children, and good night to the log cabin Republicans that got Joe Brookman so irked. I love you. Just
talk,
remember, we're not where we need to be, but we still have miles to go to where we want to be. So you guys tune in, get out there, get activated, vote 2020.
Well, I get Trump.
Absolutely right. America, look, I ask you a simple question. It's a simple question. Where in America, in the gay community, do you hear 90 minutes of conversation like this? All over the board, in playing games, even to the point of testing the fact of tasting Chick-fil-A sandwiches versus Popeyes. We are dedicated to finding gay culture and our gay community. We are all every single week to say, are we still relevant in America? With Stonewall being over, is the gay community now complete? Our challenge is it is not. And if you agree with us, we challenge that every Wednesday night live in front of more than 500,000 of you. And that is, if it's important to you, remember, it's happening out. Good night, America.
Good night.